Hello folks, welcome to Lexia Academy. In this video, we'll be discussing current affair topic presented to you by faculty Sushma KP. So what is the topic that we will be looking into today? That is crude oil reserves discovered in Ballia, that is in Uttar Pradesh. In this topic, we will be discussing about why is it in news, what is the relevance of it to UPSC, that is a GS paper 3. We will also be discussing about your open acreage licensing program. We will be discussing about your HELP versus NELP. We will also be speaking about your ONGC. At the same point of time, we will also be discussing about your Ganga basin, and at last we will see what are the oil reserves in India. Alright, let's get the video started. Look at this crude oil reserves discovered in Ballia, Uttar Pradesh. Now, when it was stated that yes, there is a possibility of crude oil reserves in Ballia, Uttar Pradesh district, your ONGC took up the challenge in order to find out whether there are actually promising reserves of crude oil in the specified location. So it will conduct many tests, geochemical, gravitational, magnetic surveys, etc. And after all this, ONGC confirmed yes, there is presence of crude oil reserves. And for that, he decided to build an exploratory well. See, when we say exploratory well, first they will drill in this particular area to find out how deep is it, how much cost will be needed, what kind of equipments will be needed, and what prospects are there, that is how much is the quantity that we will be getting. Went on to bring huge amount of cranes from your Assam. It also brought in strict safety measures wherein only 50 people were employed, where they were given safety gears, measures, equipments to deal with it. Then exploratory well was, like we discussed, exploratory well was drilled to in the Ganga basin of Ballia region, where to see mainly what are the prospects of this region, what is the potential of this particular region. Understanding? Then they discovered yes, there is a promising future in your Ballia district. Do this, that is, we said no, exploratory well. Yes, they were all under your open acreage licensing program, which is again a part of your HELP or hydrocarbon exploration and licensing policy, which was brought in presently in place of new exploration licensing policy. Understanding? First of all, understand few things. First in place to deal with hydrocarbons. NELP was first in place. That is new exploration licensing policy. But there was a lot of issues surrounding it, such as this was more of profit sharing model. Let's say your government and private contractors will come together, they will decide, okay, we will do oil exploration here. But the way they used to get into the contract was that once the cost, whatever we have put in, we take back, in that remaining profit, whatever used to get, that will be shared between the government and the contractors. So this led to what the government had to look in detail as to how much each person is quoting. So everything it used to be is in a huge delay. So this was not working for us. So what we did was, when we came up with HELP over your NELP, we decided we will not go for profit sharing model, but rather let's go for revenue sharing model. Meaning what? Private contractors, government contractors. Government will tell, dude, you do whatever you want. I am just going to be concerned about what profit I'll be getting at the end. So what the cost incurring, etc., that will be up to you. Understanding? So this was more faster, quicker, and easier compared to your NELP. Another thing is, with respect to your HELP, that is Hydrocarbon Exploration and Licensing Program, there was freedom in marketing. Here, it was gold coated. When we say gold coated, which means they used to bring in unnecessary expenses to manipulate the government in reducing its profit. So this was again not suitable. And under this came your open acreage licensing policy, where I said you could dig up your exploratory wells. Okay, in case you are going to decide, yes, this area has prospect, you can lease out that area. So all these are added benefits that we are getting in our hydrocarbon exploration or crude oil reserves with your help. Another thing is this open acreage licensing policy alongside your national data repository. This helped and aided in to accelerate the exploration and production activities in India. Now, if you look at it, okay, like we discussed previous slide, the difference between help and NELP. The whole point your help was brought about was to double the oil and gas output by 2020 to 2023. This is very important for your this year prelims also. Keep that in mind. Like we discussed, this help versus NELP, if we are going to take in, this is revenue sharing model, help is, NELP is profit sharing model. The pricing also is beneficial with respect to help. Okay, then there is graded system of royalty rates, which means there is different, for example, let's say there is shallow waters, that is a different graded, let's say deep waters, the risk associated with it. Okay, so there is grading of the royalty also. Another thing is uniform licensing. See, when it came to your NELP, you had to take out different licenses for different types of hydrocarbons. This was very much time consuming, costly process compared to your help, which solved it uniform licensing, one single licensing. You don't have to spend that much time nor money on this, and this is more effective and efficient. And through this is only we're coming to your open acreage. Okay. Next, what are the advantages of help that we are having? Minimum government, maximum governance, which is what is very much needed. This is also considered on your ease of doing business, which will promote and bring in more of your private players. Yes or no? Another thing is it has gone from era of government control to government support. That is what we can see from your differences. Whatever we are seeing, this help NELP versus to help pay, we see this from government control to government support. The same thing is with respect to marketing freedom, which is given to your help compared to the NELP. So these are all advantages of help, which is increasing India's chances of increasing, that is the strategy, doubling crude oil and your natural gas by your 2023-24. Now, one of the main things, if we ever see the word hydrocarbons, crude oil reserves, it will always be ONGC. ONGC is a Maharatna company. Whenever you call something as a Maharatna company, which means there are three types of companies in your public sector undertakings. What are those? Maharatna, Miniratna, Navratna. And the ONGC comes under Maharatna, which means they are set to become the global giants. And they should have for 3 consecutive years made profit of about 5,000 crores. Understanding? It comes under your Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. It was set up in the period of year 1995, and it contributes to the 70% of India's domestic production. Okay? Because we're speaking on your Ganga basin, you have to know few facts about your Ganga basin with respect to your prelims. You will see what are the main tributaries, where it is originating from. Now, for example, look at this at Haridwar, Ganga emerges from mountains to the plains. So these kind of small facts you have to know from prelims perspective. All your crude oil reserves in India. Look at this estimated reserves of lignite in India as of 2022. This is inferred, this is proved, this is indicated, which means there is still much more potential to be done, and your help is one right way on this process. Okay. We've reached the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button and share it along with your friends. Thank you.